So, you want to know if property business makes you wealthy, makes you rich? In American, as I say, the real estate, or some international languages. I got you. Welcome to the first episode of Office Talks. I get asked a lot of questions, and one of the most famous, popular questions I get asked, does property business make you rich and give you a lot of wealth? Well, yes. Thanks for watching. So, if you want to learn how to build wealth in properties, stick around and I'll tell you exactly all the strategies I personally use in my estate agents in Southend-on-Sea, High Street, Lordsons, and hit the subscribe button. It really helps. Let's get to it. Talking about the current economy and the state that we're in the UK, we're talking from energy prices that are going up. The most recent fuel crisis that we had, people queuing up for fuels, there's all sorts of things. Food prices are going up. Now, we have to be ready for what's coming around the corner. There's three strategies that I've used previously. One thing comes up in my mind for this strategy is rent to rent. So rent to rent is where you rent a property of a potential landlord. You take the property on, you put your tenant in, and the difference that you make from the rental and giving to the landlord in between is your profit. Obviously cutting all the expenses of maintenance and so on. Depends how you negotiate. So if there's a property that's say £500 a month, which is the usual rate, and the landlord wants to rent it out or struggling, have an agreement with the landlord and say, look, I'll give you, instead of 500, which is the value, I'll give you £400. So what benefit is that? Have a look at it in a yearly, in an annual. Have a look at it that you're not taking any pain with it, you're not giving any maintenance. You as a rent-to-rent agent will take that on board. You can have a cap on it. You can say, look, if it's above £400 or £300 maintenance at whichever time, you can speak to the landlord and say, like, if they want to pay the maintenance. But all the little maintenance stuff, like, you know, a bit of damage or a bit of leak or whatever it is, small maintenance, you will cover that. That's why they get less of a rate. For them, they just get a regular income. They get a sort of like a guaranteed rent from you as a person. So say the value of it was £500. You can even tell the landlord, look, I want to probably convert it into a HMO, or I'll probably multi-let, company-let, whatever it is, and charge the tenant maybe £1,100. How do you make £1,100? Well, you can rent room by room. You can charge a room £100 or £120 per room per week, and it all adds up. I'm just giving you examples here. So that's strategy number one, is rent to rent. My second strategy would be, it's quite popular, the BRRRRRR, AKA, we're in the United Kingdom, yeah. The weather is unpredictable, just like the economy. BRRR, you buy, you refurbish, you refinance, and you rent. That's what BRRR stands for. You buy a property that's run down. You can buy it for 200,000. It's an example. Second, you refurbish that bought property. So by refurbishing this £200,000 property, the value has gone up, say 250. You refinance. Because you bought the house originally, which was run down, you have refurbished it, has taken value up. That's why you refinance and then you rent it out. You get that money against this property, which is worth a lot more because you refurbished it, has given you another way of buying your second BRRR project. Strategy number three. Now, this is a very interesting one. Lease option agreement, LOA. It's quite fashionable and it's getting popular these days. It's a smoother way and a tactful way of owning a freehold property. So the current landlord or the joint venture, if they own in partnership, they are struggling to sell their property. Their property is worth $450,000. It's been on the market and they can't seem to sell it. Do a bit of digging in your network, find out what property has been on the market for such a long time and why. You go in and say, hey, I like the property, but I want to buy it. I want to be a freeholder of it. can I offer you a lease option agreement? They'll be like, what's that? That 450,000, you deal with it now. The 450,000, you agree that price, and you say to the person who's selling the property, after 5 years, I'll pay you that 450. Technically, within that 5 years, you are the technical lessee or the leaseholder. The solicitor that you choose for yourself and for the freeholder would know how to deal with a lease option agreement. If you need help, let me know. I'll guide you through the right direction of how to do it. There are solicitors out there who specialize in lease option agreement. So in a nutshell is you get a short-term lease, but that turns into you buying it. You agree a price back then or now, how much it is, whatever it is, say 500,000. In 5 years' time, you pay him 500,000, you get a mortgage out or a bridging loan, that's up to you, however you want to do it, but you pay them. Until then, you pay them the rent, you can pay them a reduced rent, you take on the maintenance yourself, or whatever deal you make, you have that property, you have that legal document, and after 5 years, the property of this 450, the value is going to go up, isn't it? Right. So it's a win-win situation. Now you know where I'm going with this. So that's my final strategy for now. There's so many strategies and I can go on, but I know I'm not going to get your attention. There's so much information to take in. I was focused with career-minded when I was in my late teenagers, when I was 17, 18. I worked for people as well. I've had different careers. I was a salesman, I was a recruitment consultant, I was in the Met Police. Restaurant was one of the things I stayed in for a very long time because it's a family business. Property is something where I did part-time. It was a bit of a side hustle. So in the beginning, I used to collect rent for my family, for my dad. My friends thought, what is he doing? What the hell is he doing? Why is he going? It looked a bit, strange. I was coming in and out of properties and other commercial buildings, literally collecting rent. So I did that, thought nothing of it. So I decided in 2017, I'd go full-time. So I'm not a restaurateur anymore, full-time into properties. This didn't happen overnight. This was my side business. How it started off from collecting rent from my dad, from my family. Then I said to myself, hold on, I actually really enjoy it. I want to do it full time. And there was so much opportunity. And you know what, I did it. So I'm a landlord, I'm a property investor, but I want more knowledge. I want more insight in the industry. So what do? I open an estate agent. This is what I've done. As well as being a property landlord, a property investor, I own my own estate agents. Absolutely brilliant. Let me know if you like this video, and also let me know what you want me to talk about on the next video. There's a comment section below, use that. Until then, roll out.